The sands of Arabia held ancient secrets. Empires rose and fell. Welcome to Cryptic Mystic Vault, where we decode enigmatic symbols of history. Trade flourished, connecting distant lands. From the African continent, a new power emerged. Aksum, a kingdom of wealth and might, looked east. Its gaze fell upon the Arabian Peninsula, a land ripe for influence. At the forefront of Aksum's ambitions stood a formidable figure, Abraha. Little is known of his early life, but ambition burned bright within him. He was a skilled warrior and a shrewd tactician. Abraha rose through the ranks, his star ascending. He became the viceroy of South Arabia, an Aksumite outpost in a land of shifting sands and tribal allegiances. Abraha was not content to simply govern, he yearned for more. He envisioned a South Arabia unified under his banner, an extension of Aksum's power and glory. But to achieve this, he would need to navigate a web of tribal rivalries and religious tensions. The stage was set for a clash of civilizations. Abraha, despite his Aksumite origins, understood the importance of cultivating local support. He established alliances through diplomacy and, when necessary, force. He quelled rebellions with an iron fist, consolidating his power base in Yemen. He made Sanaa his capital, a city strategically located on the ancient incense route. He was not just a conqueror, however. Abraha was a cunning ruler who understood the power of faith. He embraced Christianity, the religion of Aksum. He built churches, including the magnificent Alqalis church in Sanaa. This grand edifice, with its soaring arches and intricate carvings, was a testament to Abraha's ambition and his desire to make Sanaa a center of Christian worship. He saw an opportunity to challenge the dominance of Mecca, the holiest city in the Arabian Peninsula, a place where pagan deities were still worshipped. Abraha's piety intertwined with his political ambitions, setting him on a collision course with the guardians of the Kaaba. Mecca, home to the Kaaba, a cube-shaped shrine shrouded in black silk, drew pilgrims from across Arabia. It was a symbol of ancient traditions, a place of pilgrimage and trade. Abraha, driven by his faith and his desire to solidify Sanaa's prominence, resolved to redirect the flow of pilgrims to his own grand church. He envisioned a Christian Arabia, with Sanaa as its spiritual heart. This ambition, however, was not solely driven by religious zeal. Control over the pilgrimage routes meant control over trade, wealth, and influence. Abraha's desire to usurp Mecca was as much a political calculation as it was a religious one. To challenge Mecca was to challenge the very heart of Arabian identity. The stage was set for a confrontation. Abraha, at the head of a formidable army, prepared to march south. Among his troops were warriors from across his domain, including a contingent of fearsome beasts, elephants. Creatures rarely seen in the Arabian desert, their size and strength inspiring both awe and terror. They were symbols of Aksumite might, and Abraha intended to unleash them upon Mecca. Word reached Mecca of Abraha's impending arrival. Panic spread through the city. The tribes of Arabia, accustomed to internecine conflicts, now faced a common enemy, an enemy wielding weapons unlike any they had seen before. The earth trembled beneath the feet of the advancing elephants. Dust filled the air, blotting out the sun. The very air crackled with tension. Abraha's army, a force of nature itself, seemed unstoppable. His elephants, these behemoths of war, were intended to strike fear into the hearts of the Meccans. But the people of Mecca, facing annihilation, placed their faith in their gods. They prayed for deliverance, for a miracle to save them from the advancing army. According to Islamic tradition, as recorded in the Quran, a flock of birds descended upon Abraha's army. These were no ordinary birds, however. They carried in their beaks stones of hardened clay. With a deafening roar, they rained these missiles down upon the invaders. The elephants panicked, turned and stampeded. Abraha's army was routed. Whether the birds were a literal act of God or a metaphorical representation of a natural disaster, a plague perhaps, or a sudden violent storm, is a matter of debate. What is clear is that Abraha's campaign ended in disaster. The Quran states that Abraha himself was killed, his body ravaged by disease. His dreams of conquest lay shattered, his legacy forever intertwined with the year of the elephant, the year in which this momentous event took place. The historical record is more nuanced. While the Quranic account is generally accepted within Islam, some scholars argue that Abraha's defeat may have been less dramatic, perhaps a combination of disease, logistical difficulties, and fierce resistance from the Arab tribes. Regardless of the specifics of his demise, Abraha's campaign left an undeniable mark on history. It cemented the status of Mecca as a holy city. It served as a rallying cry for the Arab tribes, a testament to the power of faith in the face of overwhelming odds. The Year of the Elephant would forever be etched in the annals of history, a pivotal moment in the pre-Islamic world. Abraha's story is a tale of ambition, faith, and the clash of civilizations. He was a conqueror, a builder, and a zealot. He sought to reshape the political and religious landscape of Arabia, to leave his mark on history. And while his campaign against Mecca ultimately ended in failure, his legacy continues to resonate. In Ethiopia, he is remembered as a national hero, a symbol of their ancient empire's power and reach. In the Islamic world, he serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of hubris and the futility of challenging divine will. Abraha's story, passed down through generations, continues to fascinate and inspire. It reminds us of the interconnectedness of Africa and Arabia, of the ebb and flow of empires, and the enduring power of faith. He remains a figure of fascination, a reminder of a time when the fate of nations hung in the balance, and the very earth trembled beneath the weight of history. Imagine a world where Abraha's march on Mecca succeeded. The Kaaba, a central religious site, would have been destroyed, altering the course of Islamic history. The spread of Islam might have been stunted, leading to a different religious and cultural landscape in the Middle East and beyond. Trade routes and political alliances would have shifted, potentially changing the power dynamics in the region. This alternate history would have profound implications on global history, affecting everything from cultural exchanges to geopolitical strategies. Without the unifying force of Islam, the Arabian Peninsula might have remained fragmented, its tribes locked in endless conflict. The flourishing of Islamic art, science, and culture during the Golden Age of Islam might never have occurred, leaving a significant void in the global intellectual heritage. The Renaissance in Europe, which was heavily influenced by Islamic scholarship, might have taken a different path, altering the course of Western civilization. Further afield, the absence of Islamic influence in Africa, Asia, and Europe would have reshaped the cultural and religious tapestry of these regions. The spread of the Arabic language, the development of trade routes connecting distant lands, and the exchange of ideas across continents, all these would have been profoundly different. This thought experiment underscores the delicate balance of history, where a single event can have far-reaching consequences. Abraha's ambition, had it been fulfilled, would have set humanity on an entirely different trajectory. It is a reminder of the interconnectedness of our world, and how the actions of individuals can ripple through time, shaping the destiny of nations and civilizations. And so, as we reflect on Abraha's legacy, we are also reminded of the importance of understanding history, not just as a series of events, but as a complex web of cause and effect, where every thread is part of a larger tapestry. The story of Abraha, both in reality and in this imagined world, challenges us to consider the profound impact of our actions and the ever-present potential for change in the unfolding narrative of humanity. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more explorations into the symbols that shape our world.